Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Aaron Torres Podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen? Go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Friday night, listen, first of all, it's one of the few nights a week that there's not a ton of sports on. I try to lay low. My wife actually has this work thing. She's got this training every Friday night, so she's in the next room over doing her training. So Friday nights in the Torres household get a little lonely for Torres, okay? So this past Friday, I'm just kind of sitting around and made dinner, sitting in front of the TV looking for something to watch. By the way, we need to get football back so bad. And I bring it up because I see on my timeline that BYU basketball has put out this little social media clip, basically like, oh, crap, summer's here, summer's kind of over, and we're fired up about our team. Then I saw that they put out a full 8-9 minute video on YouTube of their summer workouts. And so it was Friday night, didn't really have much to do. So I said, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and watch this, okay? And I bring it up because it was 8 of the most enjoyable sports-related moments of my summer. You know, they put out a quick clip on social media. Matt, do we have that video? I'll say this, by the way, the YouTube overlords, I have been given permission to use this. So, yeah, producer Matt, just go ahead and play the quick, it's about a 5 to 10 second clip of BYU basketball with the caveat that there's an 8-minute video that follows. So that was just a short clip. BYU has now posted the full 8-9 minute video on YouTube. Let me say this. By the way, at last count, when I looked, it was at about 45,000 views. Let me give BYU credit. We're going to talk about what we saw in that BYU video. By the way, BYU fans watching, they might be getting a commitment this Monday evening, so we might discuss that on the next show. But credit to BYU, because I believe that this is something that every school in America should be doing in the offseason. And to take it a step further, I think every school in America needs to be doing, not just should be doing. So let's credit BYU. I was thinking about this, okay? First of all, before we get to what we actually watched, in this NIL portal era, I almost think that schools have an obligation to put out content like this. Again, it was only an 8-9 minute video, but go ahead and look at the comments. Fans are so fired up. And I think, frankly, okay, 3 things. We all have the technology to do it. I could go to BYU press thing and put together an 8-minute clip for their YouTube. Now, I'm not going to. I haven't. I won't. I don't think I'm allowed to. But it's so easy to do. And what I was thinking about is, I think you almost have to do that in this era, okay? One, fans deserve it. Fans are being asked now more than ever, hey, donate, give, buy team gear, whatever, this NIL world. Fans are being asked now for more than they've ever been asked. And so you have to reward them in some way, right? It's like the old Nick Saban quote. You can't just give. You can't just take and not give. But the other thing is, in this portal world, a lot of the times you don't know the players. You've seen a 3-minute highlight. You've seen a commitment video. But you don't know what it's like to actually watch them. I'll give you a quick side story. I was talking to somebody about UConn today. And we were talking about just UConn. Listen, I love college basketball, but UConn just finished 8 weeks, 1 media availability. It was at the end of the 8 weeks of practice, and it was Dan Hurley. And what I said was, for the new players on campus, Braylon Mullins, true freshman, Silas Demery, high-profile transfer, UConn fans aren't going to get to know that kid until the first exhibition game in October. So why would you not do the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-minute practice video to, 1, get fans fired up, but 2, you kind of owe it to them in this portal NIL era, and it's a great way to introduce your fan base to their new players. Crazy part is it doesn't take much. This was 8 minutes. This wasn't an hour-long documentary. It was an 8-minute video that got everybody fired up. It took people a little bit behind the scenes and kind of showed everybody who these guys are, how they get along, what their strengths are, who's goofy, who's funny, who's serious, who's this, who's that. Why isn't every team in America doing it? And I'll take it a step further to something I said a few weeks ago. I give credit to, who to me was the coach that just got it this offseason? Actually, former BYU coach Mark Pope, because Kentucky had 8 weeks of summer workouts. Every single week, they made somebody available to the media. Week 1, it was Mark Pope. Last week, it was Mark Pope. In between, for 6 straight weeks, players were available to the media. And so what better way for Kentucky fans to get to know their players than Jalen Lowe, than Jaden Quayans, than Denzel Aberdeen, all these new guys going to the podium and answering questions. I think it's good for the players as well. It's an NIL portal world. You're asking fans to pay these guys. You're asking fans to give money. What better way to introduce fans to them than by putting them in front of fans? So I'm rambling, whatever. It's a Monday. I'm fired up. I would also say, as far as the BYU stuff is concerned, I'm sorry. It's going to be a really good team. And it's funny because whenever I talk about, Torres, you're just hyping up the band, so this, that, the other thing. BYU is so much more than AJ DeBonsa. And I think AJ DeBonsa is really good. There's a little bit of a brushback. AJ DeBonsa, even though he won MVP, I wouldn't say necessarily had the best World Cup. He struggled shooting the ball. I think he shot like 2 of 20-something from 3. But it's not just him. It's Richie Saunders. It's Rob Wright. By the way, I was thinking about this. I don't know if fantasy college basketball even exists. I think Rob Wright might lead the nation in assists this year. And part of it is just based on that video that I saw. They have so much size, so much athleticism, and that's what I keep coming back to with BYU. I think everybody thinks, BYU is just AJ DeBonsa. No. Richie Saunders was all Big 12 first team. He might be a preseason All-American. DeBonsa is going to be a top 5 pick, probably top 2 pick, maybe the number 1 pick. Rob Wright is going to be all Big 12 caliber. Keba Keita, who wasn't in the video, a lot of people commented, oh my goodness, where is Keba Keita? Is a monster. Xavier Staten is a monster. Some of the other guys. The other thing, too, they did a very good job of adding shooting kind of in that like 6, 7, 8, 9 spot. So it's kind of like, okay, DeBonsa and Richie Saunders are the stars. Rob Wright is going to be the engine that makes everything go. And then you got a bunch of guys that could just knock down threes. Kennard Davis, the Tyler Maroose kid from Idaho. Yeah. BYU is going to be good. There's this reverse narrative now of BYU is getting too much hype. You could sell your BYU stock. Give me all of your BYU stock because I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be as good as we all think they're going to be. I think they have 3 of probably the top 20 players in college basketball. I think it's going to be an incredible season in Provo, a season that starts in Vegas. I think I'll be at that game, so I am so fired up.